As you know, today the jury came back with a guilty verdict against Yusuf Bey IV and Antoine Mackey in the murders of Chauncey Bailey that occurred on August 2nd, 2007, as well as the July 12th, 2007 murder of Michael Wills. Chauncey Bailey was murdered just 2 blocks from here. Michael Wills was picked at random by Yusuf Bey as Mr. Wills was walking down the street. He was shot 9 times by Mackey. The evidence showed that Mr. Wills was picked by Yusuf Bey because he was Caucasian. The jury also found Bey guilty of the July 7th, 2007 murder of Odell Roberson, who was related to the man who killed Bey's brother. This murder was pure retaliation for a crime with which Mr. Roberson had nothing to do. The jury could not reach a verdict as to Mackey on that particular murder. However, the jury did find true the special circumstances against both Mackey and Bey, that they were both convicted of multiple murders. By making that finding, the law mandates that both defendants will be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. I would really like to thank the jury in this case for their diligence, their hard work, and their attention to the incredible detailed evidence that proved the guilt of these defendants. It's clear that they took their role very seriously. They were always on time, they paid close attention, and they followed the judge's instructions. These murders have brought to an end the unbelievable violence, the aggressive behavior, and the terror that Yusuf Bey, Antoine Mackey, and Devondre Broussard have inflicted on the community of Oakland. What may have once been a productive organization in Oakland became nothing more than a criminal street gang engaging in senseless violence and unyielding terror. The guns used in these murders, which were an assault weapon as well as a Mossberger shotgun, were also linked to the December 7th, 2006 shooting of the car belonging to an individual. And that shooting of the car was in retaliation for what Bey perceived as a disrespectful comment by the car owner. And in yet another example of Bey's reign of terror, in an effort to raise money for the failed bakery, Bey ordered and participated in the kidnapping of a woman in Oakland and her mother to extort money from them. To date, 3 of the 5 participants in that kidnapping case have been convicted. The case against Bey remains pending. Through Bey's own actions and by his direction, he has brought extreme violence to Oakland and has victimized many people and our community at large. And in his arrogance, Bey believed he was above the law until now. The investigation and prosecution of these violent crimes has been a top priority of my office, beginning with my predecessor, District Attorney Tom Orloff. With today's verdicts, justice was served, and we hope that the outcome will provide some closure to the families of the victims murdered by Mackey and Bey. These verdicts also stand for our abiding conviction that violence against a free voice of the press will not be tolerated in our society or in our community. I would especially like to recognize and acknowledge the Chauncey Bailey Project, who worked diligently and tirelessly to ensure that the defendants responsible for these senseless murders were also brought to justice.